Please, media, keep your hearts ready as we embark on this journey. Thank you very much. Okay, so as you can see on the screen, we will be looking at what this business is, and seeing these images we have on the screen. We have the aircraft, we have the luggages, and also the vehicle. In a glance, you will understand that this business that we are talking about, or this business we are talking about, is all about transportation. Okay? The business is all about transportation, right? And we are building a unique business to everyone that will see what we are showing to them. For you to be part of this, we will need to be on the same wavelength for you to see this. That's why every time we keep resounding it, that SWIFTtrip is only meant for those that it resonates with. If it does not resonate with you, if it does not tell well to you, sir, ma, you can't be part of it. You can't be part of it. Just like the CEO said, so many persons have seen it, but they said they are not, it did not capture their fancy. It's not something they want to be part of. And as they don't want to be part of it, we cannot force them. We don't force anybody. We are looking for like minds, just as we know that like minds attract. And unlike minds what? Will definitely repel. We are looking at those persons that are ready for a better tomorrow. People that are ready to elevate not just themselves, but everyone connected to them. Everyone connected to them. That's what we are trying to do here. So if you are here this morning, I want to tell you that it's an opportunity that has been presented to you. What's the opportunity? SWIFTtrip is the opportunity. Okay? So let us look at all of the things we'll be discussing this morning. If it's your first time of connecting with us, sir, ma, please do not be in a hurry to exit the meeting. Because if you exit the meeting, you won't get it in full package. You won't get a better understanding of what we are talking about. Okay? And if also you have your questions as we proceed, maybe during the course of the presentation, you can do well to note them down, because the privilege will be given to you to ask your question. Okay? So we'll try our best to answer some of the questions in the course of this presentation that any new person would want to ask. All right, so let's look at the presentation guide. And as you can see, these are the things we'll be talking about. We'll be looking at what is SWIFTtrip. Of course, you're here because you want to know more of this business. You are here because you want to know what this business entails. Right? So we will show to you what this SWIFTtrip is all about. And the information that you've gotten, which millions of people are out there looking for. I tell you, for free, millions of people are out there looking for this information, this opportunity that you've gotten. So we'll be looking at what SWIFTtrip is. We will then be looking at where we are at this point in time. Where is this company at this point in time? Then we will look at how our customers who are not co-owners of this business, who are not subscribers of this business, how they are going to benefit from the business. Then lastly, we'll look at how you as an owner of this business, how you will profit. Of course, you would not want to go into any business that won't yield for you profit. No person in his or her right state of mind will want to go into any business that will not bring profit for them. Yes. That is why after everything, we will then show to you how you profit from this global business. So let's look at the very first one on the slide, which is, what is SWIFTtrip? The almighty question. What is SWIFTtrip? And we went as far as telling you that SWIFTtrip is a mobility hospitality and commerce service providing business built on the newest version of the internet, which is the Web 3.0. That's what SWIFTtrip is. Web 3.0. That is the newest version of the internet, the latest version of the World Wide Web. SWIFTtrip will be built on this Web 3.0 that enables things, transaction, work as fast as possible. Transactions performed efficiently, swiftly, with the help of technologies like the AIs, the machine learning, and a whole lot of sophisticated technologies out there. SWIFTtrip is that mobility business that is coming to change how businesses are done. SWIFTtrip is that business that will elevate you, that will transform your life in all ramifications. I tell you. A mobility business, a commerce service providing business, a hospitality business. That is what SWIFTtrip is. Now, it is decentralized in the sense that it gives you and I, who are the end users of this app, who are the end users of this business app we are talking about, it gives us the privilege to have total control of the app, to have total access of the app without the need of coming in with a middleman or an intermediary, or without involving the international admin, the financial admin, the secretary, the CEO, the hub admin. You don't need any of those. You perform transaction at your convenience without anybody's validation. It is decentralized. There is nobody that will come and tell you you will have to pass through this. You have to pass through this before your transaction is done. No government body will come and tell you, please don't do that. You have to do this first before you place your withdrawal, before you perform any transaction. No, it's a closed system that is decentralized, that enable you and I have total control of the app. And what does that mean? It simply means we can perform transaction anytime, any day, anywhere. Anytime, any day, anywhere. Effortlessly. That's what it means. What we are building is a robust platform for robust services. Yes. As we proceed, you will see the services we are rendering. You will know indeed these services are robust. The services are massive. It's an opportunity that you have now that is right before you, looking at you. It is your duty to capitalize on this opportunity. What you're hearing, what you're listening to now is an information that people, that lionic minds are out there looking for. People are waiting for opportunity like this, informations like this that can change them for good. And here you are, listening to it. One thing is to get the information, another thing is to work towards the information gotten. Is to act upon the information gotten. Is to capitalize on the information gotten. A whole lot of people will hear about SWIFTtrip, but is it every one of them that will be part of it? No. Why? Because to some, it does not make sense. To some, they are seeing it as impossible. Yes. To some, they are seeing it as scam. That how can you tell me that this business is going to make me a decillionaire in dollars? And the CEO is even telling us that it's going to make us a virgin trillionaire in dollars. Like the money that will come out of this business we are talking about is infinity. Let me tell you. mobility, which is divided in two. We have the road transport, and we also have the air transportation. These are the two kinds of mobility SWIFTtrip is dealing with. Okay? Now, look at it. Is the mobility business a kind of business that you would want to say lacks patronage? The services that we are rendering are similar in the sense that none of them lacks patronage. We are taking mobility. For instance, you came to this life, no matter how old you are. Are you 70 years old? Are you 100 years old listening to me this morning? No matter how old you are, you came to this life. You met mobility. You met transportation. Our forefathers met transportation. Our parents met transportation. Our grandparents met transportation. And guess what? Some of them are no longer in existence, but this transportation business is still what? In existence. You and I will also die. You shouldn't be scared of dying because it's something that will definitely happen. The only prayer you should pray is for you to live long enough. But is it that it is something that will happen? You and I will die. This transportation we are talking about will still be in existence. What does that tell you, Sama? That we are not building a business that is coming to stay for some period of time. Then, before we know, it's no longer in existence. It's no longer in vogue. Transportation does not fizzle out. There is no time you say, oh, before transportation used to reign, or before transportation was in vogue, but now it's no longer in vogue. It does not fizzle out. It's not something that has expiring date. It's not something that you will come and say, oh, it used to be like this at so time. No. It's a business that the need out there cannot be exhausted. We cannot satisfy all customers. Despite how many transportation companies we have in the world today, go out there, you will still see people stranded. People stranded looking for what? Looking for e-taxi that will render that service for them. So what am I trying to say in essence? That the business, the transportation business, cannot be oversaturated. It's a business that even when you and I are no longer in this life, the business will still be in existence. That is what we are building. Do you want to talk about buying and selling, which is the commerce aspect? Commerce is buying and selling. This buying and selling, we also came to this life, we met it. And we will live. The buying and selling will still be in existence. Is there any world today, any country in the world today that you will tell me they don't buy or sell? Is there any country in the world today you will tell me they don't use mobility? There's no transportation in that country. No. So what we are building is a unique business. A business that even when the CEO is no longer in existence, business is running. You are earning. Others are earning. We all are earning. It is not a business that needs the CEO to be present before it operates. No. That is what we are building. A robust platform for robust service. The next level of innovation that is going to make you a trillionaire in dollars. The next level of innovation that is going to make you a decillionaire in dollars. That is what we are talking about. SWIFTtrip. Let us move forward to the next slide, which is now asking us, or you might be asking, what are the services that are capable of making me a decillionaire in dollars? That is capable of making me a trillionaire in dollars. You want to know the services SWIFTtrip is rendering? It is very important. Because it pisses me off that when you tell some persons to come be part of a business, an online business, they will tell you that they don't want to do anything that has to do with online. You ask them why, they will tell you because of what they've done in the past. Please, if you're here today and you're thinking SWIFTtrip is a quick, how do they call it? Is it Ponzi scheme or a quick rich scheme? Please, it is not. Let me just let you know, it is not. We are not doing MMM here, a kind of MMM. We are not doing Ponzi. No. Those persons that say they've done online business and it's not working, or they ate their money, ask them what they do. What's the business? You begin to hear names like MMM, CBS. Are those businesses? Those are Ponzi schemes. Those are Ponzi schemes. They are promising you this. They are promising you that. If you bring this, if you bring that, you get double, you get triple in so and so time frame. Did you ask what are they doing? Some of them will tell you they are trading with your money. Some of them will tell you they are selling products. What's the demand of that product out there? Is it a product that the people will keep demanding? Or is it a product that after they demand it, they will have to wait till almost 2 years before they get another one? Ask yourself. SWIFTtrip is not doing that kind of business. We are doing what? A legit business. That if a transaction does not happen, you will not earn. I will not earn. Nobody will earn. Just look at it yourself. You have a shop and nobody patronizes you from morning till night. Will you make any money? Will you make any profit? No. That is what SWIFTtrip is. If nobody patronizes us, we will not earn. If people patronize us, of course we earn. So, let us move quickly. Let's look at what are SWIFTtrip core services that is capable of making us a decillionaire in dollars. Here are they. We have the aviation. We have the e-taxi. We have the e-commerce. We have the logistics. And the last one, the hospitality. The last one for now, because as we proceed, more services will be included. So these are the 5 services we are rendering. All of these services built on what? Blockchain. Now let us roll these services one after the other. When we're talking about the aviation, look at it. Like I said, you have an information that millions are looking for. You are coming to be an owner of an aviation business. You are coming to be an owner of an aviation business. Just look at it, that anytime people patronize the aviation, anytime people patronize us via the aviation platform, you and I are earning according to our ownership percentage. If 200 persons patronize the company for just one flight, imagine earning from those people. Let us come together and build this. You can see that what you are building is not new. It's not something that we will have to break and break and break before you understand. There are companies that are already into this aviation business. We have the Air Peace, we have the Airwick, we have the ValueJet, we have the Ibom Air. We have lots of them out there. All of these are what? Examples of the aviation platform. You're coming to own it. Let's look at the next one, which is the e-taxi. The road transport. That is the e-taxi we are talking about, the road transport. Examples of the road transport, we have the Uber, we have the Bolt. These are examples of the road transport. Whereby at the comfort of wherever you are, you can book a ride with your mobile phone, with your device, and someone will come pick you and take you to where you're going to. I believe every one of us, we are familiar with these companies. Is it just this company? We have lots of them out there. We have InDrive, we have Enviable Transport, name them. Do you also know that there was a time Uber was actually looking for shareholders, calling out for people to come together for them to build this Uber? The Uber we all are enjoying today, we all are patronizing today, at a time it solicited for what? Shareholders. People to come together for them to build it. Are there people that turned Uber down? Yes. There are people that it does not make sense to. They said, I don't understand. How can you tell me with an app I will just book a ride and a driver will come pick me and take me to where I'm going to? It does not make sense. When they know that they can just go to the roadside and stop a taxi, the taxi will take them to where they are going to. To them, it does not make sense, and they missed out on it. But did it stop Uber from launching their business? No. That simply tells you that no matter how unique your vision, your idea is, there are people that are going to turn it down in order to what? Attest to it by the time the business is in operation. They will say, oh, they heard of it, but they missed out on it. Why? Because of one thing or the other. Because they think it's a scam, because they think it does not make sense, because they don't understand it. One reason or the other. People must miss out on that your idea. And tomorrow, they will talk about them missing out on that opportunity. There must be people. You cannot just have an idea and everybody will embrace it. No. That is why we say there are people that are going to miss out on SWIFTtrip. But our prayer that it shouldn't be you that will miss out on SWIFTtrip. It shouldn't be you. So, you can see the e-taxi we are talking about. It's one of the services we'll be rendering. Now, let's look at the next one, which is the e-commerce. We're talking about e-commerce, of course, electronic buying and selling, whereby we can purchase and sell our stuffs online. Examples of companies that are into the e-commerce platform, we have the Amazon, we have the Jumia, we have the Gigi, we have the Temu, we have a lot of them out there. All of these are examples of e-commerce platform. Now, let's look at this, because if you look at it, by the time you purchase something on this space, on the e-commerce space, you've created another problem. And what's the problem? How do you get these goods bought to where they need to be? That is where this other platform comes in place, the logistics. With this platform, your goods can be conveyed from that place to where you want it to be, to where you want them to be. All of this in one app. The logistics. Companies that are into the logistics, of course, will know the DHL, will know the UPS, will know the God is Good Logistics, will know the FedEx, lot of them out there. All of these are examples of logistics platform. Examples of what? Logistics platform. You can see it's not new. It's not new. Let's look at the next one, which is the hospitality business. And I love saying congratulations to all the shareholders of SWIFTtrip who has made this a reality. Of course, we started from nowhere where there was nothing. But today we can proudly say we've been able to secure our land situated at the heart of Port Harcourt. 9 plots. How much does it worth? 900 million naira. It is by the help of the shareholders of SWIFT that we are able to actualize this. And we are looking at erecting, because by the time SWIFTtrip is coming, SWIFTtrip is not coming out small. We are coming out big. As we come, they will know that yes, they've come. They've arrived. That they are here. SWIFTtrip is here. That is why we are looking at erecting a 20-story building, which is going to be the tallest building in River State, Port Harcourt. Yes, we can do it. We can do it. We can do it. Congratulations to everyone. And when we're talking about hospitality business, we are talking about hotel. Yes. Hotel is what we mean when we're talking about hospitality business. It simply means that we are coming to own what? Our hotel. Which we called what? Swift Home. Sweet homes. Examples of hotel, of course, we can't start naming them. We have a lot of them out there. A whole lot of them out there. On the screen, we have the Transcorp Hilton. We have the Chevron Hotel and Suite and Resort, rather. We have Echo Hotel. We have Presidential Hotel. And a lot of hotels out there. These are the services we are coming to render, which are not new. Of course, we can liken 1, 2, 3 companies that are already rendering these services that we are rendering, that we will be rendering. So let us come together and build this. Let us come together and make this what? A reality. Let us come together and what? Partake in this legacy that SWIFTtrip is coming to set. Yes. It's a global business. You are simply coming to own what? A system in SWIFTtrip. A system that pays you effortlessly, consistently, repeatedly, and what? Efficiently, without you doing nothing. That is why we keep saying, if this is going to be the last suffer, you and I will suffer. Let us suffer it and make it what? Come to reality. Let us feel the pain now, so we can play later. Don't joke with this information given to you. Because, believe me, whatever profession you're doing, a time will come your service will no longer be needed. What will you do then? Are you preparing for that retirement age? That time where you no longer have the strength, you no longer have the energy to do the things you're able to do now. How prepared are you for that age? That is a question you should be asking yourself. That old age, when that time comes, how prepared are you? Will you become a liability to your children? That at the time they see your call, say, oh, Daddy is calling again to disturb me. Daddy is calling again to ask money for this. Mommy is calling again to ask for money for this. Forgetting that those children have their own family to take care of. And because of constant call, they will begin to see you as if you're pesting them. As a pest to them. They also have their own family to take care of. How prepared are you for that old age? Do you want your children to see your call and ignore it? Or you want a situation by the time they see your call, they will be glad to take your call. Because they know that the money you have, they themselves have the money. So nobody is coming to beg anybody. Nobody is coming. If they want to give you, they just want to show love. You don't even need to ask. They will just gift you. That is how life should be. How prepared are you for that age? I hope you can hear me, please. Let me be sure we can hear me. Can we hear me? I said it. All right. Thank you very much, sir. So, that is that. And now, we want to look at the next slide. Let's look at the next slide. Which is asking us a question. Has SWIFTtrip gone live? Has this business been launched? Can I patronize this company? Let us look at it. We said SWIFTtrip has not launched the business. Why? Because we are currently at the development of vision phase. And we are calling for like minds. We are calling for shareholders. We are calling for subscribers to facilitate what? The development of this business. This is not something Honorable Richard Enari can do alone. No. It is way too big for him. It is way too big for him. That is why we are calling out people from wherever they are listening to us, wherever country they are. Come together. Let us build this. Come together. Let us build this. Our own. Gone are those times that we are going to help people push their business. Let us come together and build this and push it. So that people will help us work. People will work for us. People will work for us. It's not a crime if we build our own and the whites are the one talking to people about it, trying to create awareness to people about it. It's not a crime. Come together, let us build it so that they will be ambassadors of our business. They will be ambassadors of our business at wherever they are, whatever country they are. This business is for everybody, young and old. So long you can see it, it is for you. It does not matter your age. So long you can see it, it is for you. Amazing. Let's move to the next slide, which is asking us, what's the subscription plan? How much will it cost me to be a subscriber, to be a shareholder, to be a pioneer in this company? Let's look at it. We say buy a no slot for how much? $250 with as little as $250, which is not up to 400,000 naira. You can be an owner of these 5 services. We are not telling you to just come pick one with those $250. No, with this $250, you own the 5 services: aviation, e-taxi, e-commerce, logistics, and hospitality. And whenever transaction happens, you don't need me to call you and say, okay, transaction has happened, you take 1,000, you take this, you take that. No, you are simply earning according to what? Your ownership percent. Okay? So, $250 is subscription fee. Now, from this $250, we further divide it into 2, of which we have $150, which is the cost per share, is the main price of the share. $150, the project fee, as we call it. Why $100, as you can see there, is what we call advertisement fee. Advertisement fee. Campaign sponsorship fund, of which you cannot pay the difference. You cannot come and say, okay, I want to pay just $150. I don't want to talk about SWIFTtrip. I don't want to pay advertisement. No. 150 plus 100 is 250. It's non-negotiable. You're paying $250. Now, by the time you pay this $250 and procure or buy your shares, the company gives you something in exchange. And what is that? What we call your global profit share percentage. What is it? Which is constant. 0.0 in 5 places, 125%. That is your ownership percentage of this company. Now, it simply means whenever transaction happens, you're earning according to this ownership percentage. Now, let me also let you know, this same thing that you're seeing today is selling for $250. It was once sold for 5,000 naira, $5, $10, $15. We told people to come together, let us build this thing. Come together, let us be part of this. They said, no, it does not make sense. That is a scam. It's a scam. With 5,000, with 10,000, with 15,000, and you're telling me I will be an owner of an aviation business, an owner of an e-taxi, e-commerce, logistics, and hospitality business? No, it does not make sense. 5,000 naira. Did it even stop at 15,000? No. Okay, let it begin to make sense now. 25,000, 25,500. It still did not make sense. 30,000. From there, it begins to increase 500 naira daily. Later, it increased by 500 naira every 3 days until it gets to 80,000 naira. Still come. Some persons are saying, okay, some persons are just watching. Someone even said, instead of her to be part of that bit of SWIFTtrip, that she would rather use that 15,000 naira, go to the market, buy pepper soup ingredients, and make pepper soup, catfish pepper soup, eat her money. Know that she ate her money, 15,000 naira. 15,000 naira. Yes, she has eaten the 15,000 naira. She has eaten it. Is it still in atomy? No. But you and I who are running with something, give us few years from now, you will see that the pepper soup, if you want to buy it for a community, it is not a challenge for us. If we want to go to every household to make pepper soup for them, it's not going to be a challenge. It does not make sense to her. But we are running with what? A massive business. We are running with what? Something massive. You can't compare yourself to that woman at all. At all. And by the time we are able, or we've completed the 20-story building, this node you're seeing that is selling for $250, it will increase. It will increase. You might be selling it, it might be going for $1,000. $1,000 or $1,500. That's 1.5 million. And will the ownership percentage change? No. It is still the same. 0.0 in 5 places, 125%. Now you're getting it, you're still getting it at a cheaper rate. I tell you, it will, by the time we've launched the business, it will be sold for a minimum of 200 million naira. That's $2,000. $200,000. Yes. 200 million naira. Don't joke with it. Now that is very cheap, very affordable. You know, when we are telling people that it will be selling for this amount, they thought we were joking. That's how it's increasing. The power of information. The power of information. When did you get the information? There are some persons that heard of it when it was 45,000, when it was 15,000, but bought it at 80,000, bought it at $180. Some of them are buying it at $250 as we speak. What do you do with the information gotten? With the information you've gotten, what do you do with it? Capitalize on it. Someone was telling me, someone chatted me up 2 days ago, telling me that he heard of it when it was 15,000, when it was 10,000 naira. That time he does not have money. He does not have 10,000 naira. Are you for real? He then asked me, how much is it today? I told him $250. I then converted it in naira for him. 386,000 naira. He said, what can I do for him? I told him, sir, we are not selling crayfish here. You heard of it when it was 10,000 naira. You said you don't have the 10,000 naira. And you want me to believe that? No. It does not make sense to you. There are people, I can tell you, there are people who are here that are shareholders of SWIFTtrip that borrowed money. That borrowed money to be part of the business. Today, ask them how much they've made out from the business, even when we are yet to launch the business. They borrowed money. And they are the one now benefiting. They are the one even lending money to people. Do not miss out on this opportunity. Do not miss out on this opportunity. The best we can do is to show it to you, is to teach you, is to educate you about it. Then do we help you make the decision? No, the decision is left for you to make. Let us run to the next slide. And the next slide is asking us, when will SWIFTtrip go live? When are we going to launch the business? Since we are yet to launch this business, it is very clear. It is very simple. Let us look at it. If you are a shareholder of SWIFTtrip, log into your app. You will see when we are to launch the business. We are very transparent. We are not hiding anything under the cupboard. Very clear. We will tell you the number of shareholders. You will see it in your app there. The available number of shareholders and the shareholders that is needed, the number of nodes to be activated before the launch of the business. So, when are we launching a business? You can see on the screen, SWIFTtrip profit share is 5% in volume. The company has given 5% to all the shareholders to consume. Okay? Now, we are not saying that we will have to sell all of the 5% or we'll have to consume all of the 5% before we launch the business. No, but rather, from this 5%, if we are able to consume at least 3%, we will launch the business. Yes, we will launch the business at the consumption of what? 3%. 3%. Now, we also said that this 3%, how many units are in this 3%? When I mean units, look at this, your global profit share, 0.0 in 5 places, 125%. Okay? So, how many of these 0.0 in 5 places, 125% are in this 3%? We say 2,400,000 units. How is that? Let's look at it. Because this is a milestone that has been set. Let me quickly read that. We say 3% share volume. Thus, the launch of SWIFTtrip is embedded in the milestone of 2,400,000 node units. Now, let's look at this other slide. We say minimum volume to sell is 3%. Just like I showed us. 3%. Then we'll launch the business, right? And what is your ownership percentage as a shareholder of this business? 0.0 in 5 places, 125%. Right. Now, 3 divided by 0.0 in 5 places, 125. If you do that, what is it going to give you? 2,400,000. You see, that's what we say. Thus, the launch of SWIFTtrip is embedded in the milestone of 2,400,000 node units. So that is a milestone. That is when we are going to launch it. By the time we get 2,400,000 node units sold, then the business will be launched. I believe it's clear. Before now, we used to say one person to one account, but then because of this project, this 20-story building project, we are giving privilege to shareholders that would want to own extra units, maximum of 10 extra units. The same way a unit is going to make you a decillionaire in dollars, the same way a unit is going to pay you, that's the same way this 10 unit, this 10 extra unit will what? Pay you. If you don't have money for 10, if you have money for extra 1, extra 2, extra 3, 4, 5, 6, as the case maybe you can purchase. We are not telling you that if it is not 10, you can't own an extra unit. No. If you have money for extra 1, you can buy. And guess what? The extra unit is not even selling at the $250, but rather it's selling for $150, a slashed price. And also the family combo going for what? $150, where you can register your family members at the rate of $150 as a shareholder. Okay? So do not miss out on SWIFTtrip for any reason. Okay? Now let's look at the next slide. You can see initial business launch before we launch this business worldwide is in Nigeria and in the United Kingdom. You can see that you're part of a global business. We'll be launching this business in Nigeria and in the United Kingdom. Yes, simultaneously. These are the first 2 countries we'll be launching the business before we start launching in other parts of the world. Okay? Let's look at the next slide, which shows us our certificates. We have certificate of incorporation. If you can see here, we have the CAC certificate. If you can't see the screen clearly, maybe it's small, just tap on it, then it will be bold enough for you to see. Okay? So, we have the CAC certificate, Nigeria. We have the EFCC Nigerian certificate. Then we also have the United Kingdom certificate. You can see we've been registered in the United Kingdom, in England, and in Wales. Okay? So, that is that. And then you can also go do your findings with the company number, the registration number on each of the certificates. All right? So, congratulations. You are part of a global business. We're not telling you that we'll just launch this business in Nigeria and the United Kingdom and then we will close. Or we will just leave it and then start operation like that. No, we are launching in all parts of the world. It's a global business, please. Congratulations to you and I. Let's look at the next slide. What makes SWIFTtrip stand out from others? Someone might be asking, the services SWIFTtrip is rendering are not new services. They are services that we already have giants in the market. We already have people that has made name that are performing these services. So, What is that thing that will make us as a company stand out, that will make people want to patronize us, that will make us not fizzle out, that will make us still operate perfectly well? Yes, there is something that makes us stand out. And what is that? It is no other than the PYC. We are introducing what we call the PYC. What does this PYC stand for? Pay your customers. I can tell you for free, Sam, if today is your first time of connecting with us, I can tell you that it's your first time of hearing the PYC, pay your customers. Have you thought of it that a passenger booked a ride or patronized, a customer patronized a company, and on that patronage, he or she earned from the patronage. The earning is not change or bonus, it's money that he or she can spend, withdraw and spend anytime, any day he or she wants. That is what we are coming to do. Like I said earlier on, we are coming to change the way businesses are done. We are coming to change the way CEOs interact with their customers. We are coming to change the way CEOs, business owners, interact with their customers. Before now, we are so much used to the KYC, which is know your customers. SWIFTtrip is saying it is not enough to know your customers. You should make sure these customers are on payroll, that whenever they patronize you, whenever they patronize the company, they earn from that patronage. That is what is going to make us stand out. And guess what? We are the first company worldwide, globally, to introduce the pay your customer, the PYC. We are the first company. It has never been done. Go do your findings. First company in the world. As a customer who is patronizing someone, wouldn't you love it that after that patronage, you earned, you're not earning your change, but rather you're earning profit from that patronage? Oh my God. See, we are coming to change the way the business is done out there. And you will see that that is going to make us stand out massively. And any company, any CEO, any business owner that refuses to operate with the PYC, they will lose their customers to companies that are operating with the PYC. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. So let us quickly look at how this is going to work. How is it going to work? Let's look at this. You can see this diagram on the screen. We want to assume a transaction happened in Nigeria, and that transaction cost 10,000 naira, for instance. Let us also know that the price of the trip is not constant. It will be determined by the distance covered. The farther the journey, the more the expensive it is. The more expensive it is. Okay, so we are just working with 10,000 naira for this scenario. Okay, now whatever amount these our passengers, these our customers are paying, the company sees it as 100%. It does not matter how much it is. 2,000 naira, 3,000 naira, 5,000, 20,000, whatever it is, the company sees it as 100%. Now, we want to share this 100%. That's why if you look at my right here, you will see SWIFTtrip e-taxi dynamic proposed profit share. If Mr. A, who is a customer, is will patronize the company, how will I earn as a shareholder? How will you earn? How will he himself earn from the PYC we are talking about? That's what I want to look at. So let's quickly look at this. Our passengers or our customers, we see them as a profit generator. So you can see the green arrow which shows the 100%, right? Now, there is a red arrow going back to that passenger, that customer who patronized the company. That 2% that goes back to the person is the PYC we are talking about. That 10,000 naira. 2% of that 10,000 naira, which is 100%, goes to the passenger who booked the ride, of which this passenger can withdraw at any time and purchase whatever he or she wants to buy, want to purchase. That is the PYC we are talking about. Pay your customers. Now, 2,000 naira goes to the 2% rather goes to the customer. Now, the next slide, you will see that orange, that gold box. There is a building there. What does that building signify? It signifies the company. It represents the company. It simply means 10% of that amount paid will go to the company. What is it used for? It is used for global expansion, for the launch of business in other parts of the world. Okay, so 10% goes to the company. Why 5% goes to you and I, who are the shareholders of SWIFT? Remember earlier when I said the company is going to 5%. It simply means by the time we sell, or by the time we launch this business at the sales of 3%, we have 2% left. This 2% is what will be sold. Is what the company will be selling after the launch of the business. Okay, it simply means the 5% must be exhausted. Now, 5% goes to the shareholders of SWIFTtrip, whereby everyone is earning according to his or her percentage. Now, 5% plus 10%, that is 15%, plus 2% that goes to the passenger who booked the ride, that is 17%. Now, the driver, who is the service provider, gets 80%. Why is he getting the 80% rather? He's getting it because he's not doing majority of the work here. He will also have to maintain his car, buy fuel, go pick the passenger, and every other thing. Every other thing. The maintenance of his car is on him. So that's why he's getting the 80%. And remember, he's only getting this 80% because he's the one rendering that service. You are getting your 0.05% because you are earning from a system. You're just at wherever you are. Transactions are happening globally, and you are what? Earning without your effort. So 80% plus 17%, that is 97%. Now, fourth generation of both the passenger who booked that ride and the driver who performed that ride, they earn. Remember, I said SWIFTtrip is a closed system. You cannot just come in without you being introduced by someone. Someone must introduce you to SWIFTtrip even after the launch of the business. Yes, because by the time we've launched the business, people that will be coming, they won't be paying anything. The only thing they need is for them to be referred to the system by someone. Then they perform transaction. Now, the first, excuse me, the first, second, third, and fourth generation of the passenger who patronize the company earn. And how do they earn? The first generation earn 1%, the second generation earn 0.3%, the third generation earn 0.1%, and the fourth generation earn 0.1%. Added together is a total of 1.5% from the customer passengers referral. The same thing applies to the customers drivers referral. Okay, first generation 1%, second generation 0.3%, third and fourth generation 0.1% respectively. A total of what? 1.5. Now 1.5 plus 1.5 is 3% plus 97%. That is 100%. You can see how this green 100% has been shared to everybody. Okay, everybody. Now that is that. Also take note that this PYC, this pay your customer, applies in all of the services we are rendering: the aviation, the e-commerce, the logistics, and also the hospitality. Okay, so quickly, let us look at the next slide, which is asking us, the next slide, which is asking us, who is the brain behind SWIFTtrip? Who is the brain behind SWIFTtrip? Okay, let's look at that. You can see the brain behind this business. A Nigerian, Honorable Richard Nnadi. He is the founder and the CEO of SWIFTtrip from Enugu State. He is from where? Enugu State. We are happy to have you, sir. If your consistency is second to none, your perseverance is second to none. Thank you very much for all you do for SWIFTtrip. Thank you for availing yourself to carry this vision. God will continually increase you in wisdom, and God will continually uplift you in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. So thank you very much, sir, for all you do for SWIFTtrip. For those of us that are joining us for the very first time, you can see the founder and the CEO of SWIFTtrip, a young, vibrant man. When he talks, he rouse. Thank you very much, sir, and we love you very much. Very, very much. Okay, so let's look at the next slide, which is very important: how you profit as a subscriber to this business. Of course, you want to know what is in it for you as a shareholder of this business. That's what we want to look at now. Now, we want to work with per trip profit evaluation. Okay? How you earn in the future. Why are we saying in the future? Because we've not launched the business. So it's in the future. So we want to transcend into the future. Let us see how you earn in this future. That's why I said we're looking at e-taxi. We are working with the road transport, e-taxi per trip profit evaluation. Okay? Now we want to assume a transaction happened here in Nigeria or in the United States, and the transaction that took place in the United States cost $10, and the one that took place here in Nigeria cost, let's say, 8,000 naira. Okay? Now you want to know how much are you going to earn from that trip, from that transaction as a shareholder. It's very simple. How do you do that? You simply do the cost of trip, which is 8,000 naira, multiply by your ownership percentage. By your ownership percentage, which is 0.0 in 5 places, 125%. If you do that, what are you going to get? 0.0 in 3 places, 1 kobo. That is what you will get. That is what you will get. And someone will look at it and say it's small. Sir, it's not small. It's not small. We will show you as we proceed. Okay? It's not small. Now, let's look at the $10, the one of $10. We say $10 multiply by your ownership percentage, which is 0.0 in 5 places, 125 cents. If you do that, what are you going to get? 0.0 in 6 places, 125 cents. That is what you will get. Is it small? It's not small. See, let us know. When we are saying SWIFTtrip is going to make you a decillionaire in dollars, SWIFT is going to make you a trillionaire in dollars, a decillionaire in dollars, it is this 0.00 whatever that is going to make you that. The company is not telling you that we'll be giving you 1,000 naira every day or from every transaction. It is this, your ownership percentage, that is yielding profits for you for life. You'll be saying, I came into a business with $250 and you're showing me a profit of 0.0 in 3 places, 1 kobo, or 0.0 in 6 places, 125 cents. It is stupid, or it does not make sense. That's what you might want to say. And you might even want to arrest the person that introduced you to the business, saying that the person has scammed you. Sir, no, ma. Yes, sir? Okay, sir. So should I? So what do we do? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? All right. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for calling me. Yeah. All right. So I was saying that someone who came into this business with $250 and you're showing them this 0.0 in 3 places, 1 kobo, or 0.0 in 6 places, 125 cents. We said, what kind of rubbish is this? I've been scammed. That I came to a business and you're showing me this. This person will even want to go as far as wanting to arrest the person who introduced him or her to the business because of this 0.0 in 3 places, 1 kobo, and you're saying it that is too small. Sir, ma, it is not small. This is what is going to make you and I trillionaires and decillionaires in dollars. It's going to make you and I decillionaires in dollars. Yes. You are only saying this is small because you are yet to understand what we call the power of volume. The power of volume. Now, let me bring a scenario to us. We know Obasanjo, who is a shareholder in MTN. And I believe the name sounds familiar to every one of us. We all know him. former president of this country. Now, let me bring this to you in case you don't know. Do you know that anytime you recharge your 100 naira, your 200, your 500, your 1,000, your 5,000, whatever denomination, okay, you are actually paying him. He is earning from that what? Recharge card. Not only the recharge card, he is also earning from your subscription. Anytime. It does not matter is it 1 MB, 2 gig, 30 gig, it does not matter. He is earning according to his ownership percentage. And this MTN we are talking about is not a global business. It's a business that only operates in Africa. And not all Africa even makes use of MTN. But guess what? Google has it that it makes Obasanjo makes 45 million naira at least every single day for a business that is not global. For a business that is not global. How much more a global business? Like I asked earlier on, is there any country that do not have transportation or do not make use of transportation or buying and selling? Let us know. No. There is no country out there. So when we tell you that SWIFTtrip is going to make you a decillion in dollars, we are speaking from something that is going to happen. We are telling you the reality. And the CEO even said it's going to make you and I a virgin trillionaire if it does not happen in our time. Our children, our grandchildren will definitely become virgin trillionaires. Yes. Don't joke with this business that you are opportune to hear of today. Now, we want to show you. You're saying this is small. Let us show to you how this cent, how this kobo can become millions, billions, trillions of dollars. Before you arrest me, that I showed you a business of which you came in with $250 and we analyzed that it's going to make you a decillion in dollars. And we gave you an analysis of a transaction that took place that cost 8,000 and you earned 0.0 in 3 places 1 kobo, and you say this is rubbish to you. I want to show you how this is going to transform your life. How it's going to make you a decillion in dollars. Let's look at the next 2 slides after that. Now, this is it. Where we could be in 5 years. We want to work with a worst case scenario. Sir, man, listen. We are saying that business did not go as planned. We are saying that business is very, very bad. Very bad. That is what we want to work with now. Give us 5 years. Not even give us 5 years. We say 5 years in operation. For a worst case scenario, SWIFTtrip must have performed 50 trillion trips. In 5 years after the launch of business, if we sum all the trips performed worldwide, we are saying it should have amounted to 50 trillion trips for a worst case scenario. And what's the best case scenario of this 50 trillion trips we are talking about? 3 years. 3 years. But then we won't work with the best case scenario. We'll work with worst case scenario. Now we are also saying that these 50 trillion trips performed worldwide cost 8,000 naira or $10. Is it possible for all the trips that happened globally to cost the same amount? No. But because we are calculating, we can be using different figures. Let us just stick to the same figures we used while we were calculating for per trip analysis. That gave us 0.0 in 3 places 1 kobo or 0.0 in 6 places 1 to 5 cents profit. Okay? Now, you want to know how much you will profit. You must have profited from this business in the space of 5 years after launch. It's very simple. Now, do per trip profit in dollar, which was what we calculated earlier on, 0.0 in 6 places 1 to 5 cents as your profit. Multiply it by 50 trillion trips. 50 trillion is 50 and 12 zeros. If you do that, 0.0 in 6 places 1 to 5 times 50 trillion trip. What is it going to give you? $6.25 million. $6.25 million. Yes. $6.25 million. This was the same person I showed the profit of 0.06 places 125 cents. But then he or she was mad at me, want to arrest me, telling me that he or she came with $250 and I'm showing him this as profit. But now this person must have seen this $6.25 million. This person will be smiling and say, yes, thank you very much, Mr. Orinami, for that link up, for that information you gave to me, for being part of SWIFTtrip. Now, because it's now making sense to him or her. Or you want to talk about the 0.0 in 3 places 1 kobo. Now multiply 0.0 in 3 places 1 times 50 trillion. What are you going to get? 5 billion naira. You can see it's now making sense. When we say SWIFT is going to change your life, it's going to change your life for good. You've never done a business that is like SWIFTtrip. I stand to be corrected. You've never done a business that is like SWIFTtrip. Yes. Or you want to say you've bought shares. Sir, ma, the shares you bought, is it like SWIFTtrip from everything you've heard today? Is it like SWIFTtrip? Is it the bank shares you're buying of which they are robbing you, the shareholders? Whatever they read out to you is what you will take. You say you're a shareholder in so and so bank. But yeah, look at those CEOs traveling from one country to another, but then you are struggling to get 3 square meals. But the CEOs are traveling from one country to another on vacation. Is it not? Don't they own the same shares? By the time they call for board meeting, they will call an accountant to read whatever they've made or done that year. And they will tell you they spent money for this, they spent money for that, they did this, they did that, they did that. Sir, can you stand up and object them and say, no, it's a lie, you did not do this, you did not do that? No. It's whatever they tell you, that is what you will agree to. But SWIFTtrip is not like that. As transactions are happening in Nigeria, outside Nigeria, it is programmed. You are earning according to your ownership percentage. Every milliseconds, you're coming to be part of a business, a system that will change your life. Not just your life, the life of your lineage for good. Look at what you must have earned, $6.25 million or 5 billion naira. Now, do you also know that this analysis now is just from e-taxi? Just the e-taxi. That's what we calculated here. We did not calculate aviation. We did not calculate e-commerce, logistics, or hospitality. This is just e-taxi, one of the 5 services. And it's already making you a millionaire in dollars, a billionaire in naira. And you would want to miss out on this opportunity. Sir, in case you're in this meeting and you're also saying that it is not possible for SWIFTtrip to perform 50 trillion trips in 5 years, please, we will also help you to expand it to whatever year that is convenient for you. Do you think it's possible for SWIFTtrip to perform 50 trillion trips in 10 years, in 15 years, in 20 years? 30 years, 40 years, whatever year that is convenient to you, please extend it to that year. But are we going to make 50 trillion trip? Yes, a day is coming. We'll make, if we sum all the trip together, we will make that 50 trillion trip, or we'll get to that 50 trillion trip, and you will see that you must have earned all of this on the business. So don't joke with SWIFTtrip for any reason. Look at how your assets has grown in the space of 5 years. We are telling you to come be part of a system that pays you while you sleep. The power of systems, sleep and earn. Yes, you heard me correctly. Sleep and earn. It's a global business, of course. Once it's night in another country, in other countries it could be their business hours. As people are sleeping there, in that country they are performing, that country is their business hour, they are performing transactions, and they are earning. If it's night in Nigeria, people are performing transactions in another country, that is their morning, their afternoon, or their evening. You and I are here, sleeping and earning. That is the power of what we are telling you to come do, to come build with us. Look at how your subscription of $150, which is the main project fee, has yielded for you 5 billion naira or $6.25 million in the space of 5 years. Worst case scenario, with your constant ownership percentage of 0.0 in 5 places, 1 to 5%. Manpower or manual labor cannot take you too far. It cannot even take you far at all. Come be part of a system. Don't be like the man they showed to come be a shareholder in Coca-Cola. The man said no, they want to scam him of his what? $10. How much is $10 today? Now up to 20,000 naira, 15,000 plus, or 16,000. Of which, if they are to give you that money today, before you walk from here to the other place, you spend the money without even knowing what you would do. That was what somebody. Oh my God. That's what they showed to somebody. And the person said no, they want to scam him. That's the same way. Look at some persons missed out on it when it was selling for 5,000. They said it's a scam. I mean SWIFTtrip. 10,000 is a scam. 15,000 is a scam. Up to $250 is still a scam. I tell you, there are people that will come out and say, hey, by the time we've launched business, they will say, by the time they've seen our airport, they will say, the head of this business. I tell you, mark my word, lots of persons will come out and lament. They will say the head of the business when it was selling at so and so price, but they thought it was like other businesses, or not business, other Ponzi scheme. They were too careful. And lucky are those ones that may later get to understand that SWIFTtrip is not like others and maybe venture into it at a more expensive rate than when they heard it. Lucky will they be? Are there people that are going to miss out on it? Yes. But my prayer that it shouldn't be you. Let's quickly look at the next slide. We say SWIFTtrip is going to make you a decillionaire in dollars. Whether you believe it or not, leave that. It will happen. Whether you believe it or not, first of all, it will start by making you a good thousandaire. From there, it moved to what? Millionaire. From millionaire, billionaire, comfortable billionaire, comfortable trillionaire. It's going to make you comfortable, what's that one? Decillionaire, comfortable virgin trillionaire. It's a gradual process. It might not get to your turn, but then your children are there. Your children are there. Good 18 that they came to this, or they will come to this life, and they will still be talking about you in that family. If not for my father, if not for my grandfather, if not for my great-grandfather. That has positioned this family for infinite wealth. Because the children of your generation will just, they will not know suffer. That's when you, they will come from what? Is it golden spoon or the silver spoon they call it? Whichever. We are rubber spoon now. And we are trying, we are coming to change. We are coming to change that in our lineage. I'm coming to change that in my lineage. Likewise, every shareholders here. Do not miss SWIFTtrip for any reason. Okay? So, SWIFT is going to make you a decillionaire in dollars. Let's quickly look at the next slide. How you earn in the now. We've shown to you how you earn in the future. So we'll quickly run down this slide to see how we earn now that we've not launched the business, because there's still profit. There's still means for you to earn while we are waiting the launch of business. Let's quickly look at that. Now, we said we have a corporate global challenge. It is important for you to take note of that, or for you to note that we have a corporate global challenge. Okay? Now, we say the speed to our global success depends on the speed at which we collectively solve our global challenge. Yes, the speed to our global success depends on the speed at which we collectively solve our global challenge. Now, the question is, what is the challenge? 2,400,000 node units to be sold is the challenge. 2,400,000 node units to be sold is the challenge. Now, we said, as a shareholder, still, every time you solve a unit of this challenge, you get paid. Does that ring a bell? Now, does that capture your attention? Let's take that again. As a shareholder, every time you solve a unit of this challenge, you get paid. Let's look at the next slide. How do you solve the challenge? Now, very simple. Become an active campaigner. Sell units of SWIFTtrip shares and earn big from SWIFTtrip campaign pool fund. Become an active campaigner. Sell units of SWIFTtrip shares and earn big from SWIFTtrip campaign pool fund. Now, SWIFTtrip campaign pool fund, you want to know how much it is? Look at it on the screen here. $238,867,800. That is what is available for you and I to earn from now that we are yet to launch the business. And how did we get that? Look at the hint there. $100, which I said earlier on, is the advertisement fee. Multiplied by unsold unit of SWIFTtrip gave us this. Okay? So, we said SWIFTtrip campaign pays. SWIFTtrip campaign pays. Let me see. Ambassador Chukwemeka. Good morning, sir. Ambassador. All right, sir. I don't know. Are you available? Are you on ground? Okay. I would want to leave this slide. I don't know if you can help me take this slide. I want to attend to something. Just help me finish it. All right. Thank you very much, sir. Sorry? Okay.